Hello and welcome back to Los Vooperis, and today a new series dawns. No, this is not going to be City Skylines Los Vooperis anymore. This is going to be City Skylines rebuilding Los Vooperis, because the amount of damage we sustained is to the point where we basically have to restart. And I've gotten a perfect mod for the tools we need to do so. So, first what we're going to do is get rid of everything that isn't necessary other than Vooperis Park. So I'm going to very carefully get rid of all of the roads and structures that does not benefit Vooperis Park. This is slightly complicated. I need to make sure I'm not deleting anything important, like the ways to get into Vooperis Park. Those need to be kept. Everything else can be carefully removed. And by carefully, I mean carefully. Because I have made this video twice now and made fatal mistakes. So hopefully, this time, the city will not be murdered by me making dumb mistakes. But one step at a time, we're going to slowly cut away everything that the city does not depend on, because we're about to have serious money issues like nothing we've ever seen before. If you've ever played City Skylines after a disaster like this, you will know that the bad part isn't when it hits. It's directly after it hits, when everyone starts abandoning their homes and stops paying taxes. That basically causes a complete and total collapse in society, which, you know, we specialize in that. There's nothing better than complete collapse in everything we've built. It appears I have made a small mistake, but not a big enough mistake that I have to freak out about it. I can recover from it. It should not be too much of an issue. Very carefully stripping away the infrastructure we don't need, because, well, we don't need it. It's a waste of money to pay for maintenance on something that we don't need. So this is our way in. That's our way out. And then back to the marquee tool, we can just delete the entire district over here. Boop. Delete all of this. Yeah, all of it. I know it's painful, but it's gotta be done. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to get rid of all the outward connections that were being used before. These power lines are useless to us. Okay, this doesn't actually go anywhere now. And now we have a single way to get up into Vooperis Park. Good. You may know that it's not actually connected up, but we're going to deal with that in a moment after getting rid of Lynch Heights, because once again, we just can't afford it. Stripping away power grids that we don't need. There's a bit more road over here. But not only the roads have to be dealt with, there are other bits of infrastructure that we need to remove. And yes, we're including all of the roads inside of the sewage system, because they are actually quite big and cost a lot of money to maintain. The electric grid here can also be gotten rid of, along with all the buildings. Okay, that seems to be all set. What else do we need to get rid of? That's all good. I mean, we can strip this back pretty far. I'm not sure if things we didn't place cost money, so we're just going to be kind of careful. We're going to have one entrance. The entire city, I'm planning to, at one point, change out all of the roads and stuff. But for now, we're going to keep things as simple as possible. While at the same time making it still functional. So there we go, a simplified version of the roundabout with much less connections. Almost the entire city has been deleted except for Vooperis Park, and I've left just enough infrastructure to get us back on our feet. How when we're losing $26,000 are we going to do this? Well, two ways. We're going to keep people happy. We're going to make sure that people move where they have service. And we are going to make good use of things we already have. We're also going to get rid of this because there's no reason for it to exist. That's all good. All of that's good. Okay, so let's start actually dealing with this stuff. We can shut off everything except for 2 of these, I think, without there being huge problems. It's much cheaper to use these to the max instead of building new buildings, so we're going to jump over here, and we're going to raise our budgets back to normal. Except for a few things. The very important services we'll keep at normal. This, we're not going to. Education will make the people happy. Parks will keep the land value up. Special buildings will keep the land value up, which is important at a time like this. And then we don't care at all about mass transit anymore. We're still paying for the metro and trains. Well, guess what? We're paying for the metro because there is actually a bit of metro. We just couldn't see it. But now we can. And we're going to get rid of... Oh, shoot. To be very careful here not to destroy the highways that we actually need. But get rid of all of the metro because we do not need it. Now we're just going to go by hand so that we don't damage anything important. So this is going to drop maintenance costs as well. Will it drop it within a range where we can afford? Maybe not. We're going to deal with all that in a second. If all goes well, we should be slightly making money after we have everyone happy. Currently, we're going to make nothing because you don't get taxes when people are upset, and these people are very, very, very upset about a lot of things. We could try the strategy of raising taxes, but that just makes people more upset. And as I said before, losing people basically equates to us losing in general. People are taxes, taxes is money, and we don't have a good place, a good city in general right now, so there's no reason for new people to move in. So we just have to keep the people we currently have as happy as possible. And here we go. The bare bones of what we need for this city to survive. Now at the same time, we have to relocate some of the water... Did I delete the water pumps? I did delete the water pumps. That's another mistake. Okay, we can still function with that mistake. It's not as bad as what I did last time. Okay. So, I guess we're going to have to do this the hard way. So we've got 2 of those running. We're going to take a single loan. This is going to be our rebuilding loan. So everything that we want fixed, we get done right now. First off, is this necessary? No. This is dipping into the ocean though, so we're going to fix that. Actually, we don't need this in general. This can be broken down. And then we have to go here and change all of the roads into 2-directional. Which is going to be expensive. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's free. I would be completely fine with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change it to 2-directional. And then you can see that we have coming in and going out. So what we're going to do is, even though this is kind of complicated, I know, we're going to use this as the return. And we're just going to make a offlet here. That should work. There we go. So that's the way they'll get back, and this is the way they'll come down. Not my favorite way to do it, but it works. And we're just gonna pop this to a simpler type of road because it's less expensive to maintain. We have them coming in that way, and we can have them coming out that way. So do we really even need this? Probably not, actually. So there we go, a way in and a way out. That means that basically we have our entrance. All these guys are gonna go away. We have unnecessary power lines, which we can tear down, and an unnecessary tower, which we can tear down. Is that all set? Okay, so now we have to focus on actually making these people happy. They have a lot of problems, and we want to fix all of them. Well, with an extent. We have to kill the water lines now, because those are also expensive. But how much are we going to kill? Well, we're going to get rid of those. We're going to get rid of these. Anything that doesn't directly connect to the districts we care about, we're going to get rid of. And we're going to do our best. It won't be perfect, but it'll be good enough. Did we just cut it off? Yeah, we just cut it off, didn't we? Okay, that's fine. I'm going to rebuild this small section. $1,000 isn't that much of a hit to take. Okay, so now we're going to murder all of those water lines. I would do this, but it'll get rid of the roads too. So we're going to very carefully, very, very carefully knock out as many as we can without being ridiculous. So at this rate, we're getting rid of pretty much all of the infrastructure in the city except for what we need. Cutting it a little bit close there. Quite literally cutting it. We're just cutting all of the water lines. I don't want to spend too much time doing stuff like this, but it's very important we get things down to only what we need. Because you would not believe how quickly things can go south if you go into debt, because then you can't build anything new, and once people start complaining, they'll abandon the city, and then you'll be losing even more money, and once you're losing more money, you are done. You're just dead. And this is why you get tsunami insurance. Oh no, I made another tiny mistake. But it's nothing that can't be patched with a tiny bit of duct tape. Bam. Does it matter that it's like this? Yeah, maybe it'll trigger some people, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. We have money issues that much outweigh the OCD that's going to give me. Second off, we can't really get any shipments in, so the best way to do power is going to be distributed power that everyone can use. So, I'm actually going to use this, which I don't really use very often, but using these tiny little solar areas. They are also parking lots, so it can fix congested traffic if need be. But, oh shoot, aren't very expensive, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, so we're gonna move these ones out. Okay, there we go. So that's a little bit of power generation. But now we're going to also evenly place them throughout the city, because if we just plop them every once in a while, it'll take care of small sections of the city and make them happy. So even if our main power generator goes offline, we will have small ones keeping small parts of the city online, which is very helpful considering I think we're going to be hit by another disaster sometime. So we can prevent terrible, terrible things from happening again by being preventative. We already have a very small amount of power generation up here. Because don't forget, we do have that windmill. And we're actually also going to take advantage of the windmill we have over here by plugging it into the grid. All we have to do is hook this up here, and boom, we steal a tiny bit of extra power through this cable. Now, step 2 is going to be putting down a big power generator, something that will not cost too much, but create a lot of power, which is going to be our oil power plant. Now, this will go down if we can't get shipments of oil, but that's why we put down the little solar ones to take care of a bigger range of people. Now we're going to deal with water. I think we need 2 water pumps to deal with everyone. We will see.
A tsunami has struck the city.
Yeah, we're aware.
Take caution and avoid
Okay,
roads
so
and
according to
waterfronts until
this,
the water recedes.
all of our water problems are gone. Okay, so that's 2 things down. Now we have to look at land value. So we have some good land value, which is by the river because people like that. But at the same time, we also have a lot of terrible land value. Well, not terrible, just medium. We have to get this up to what it used to be. How do we do that? I don't know. That's a great question. This area is going to die no matter what because of a lack of trained workers. But how are we going to raise the land value for everyone? Well, first, we should probably give them the services they need. We are currently at a loss when it comes to services, so we're going to have to take our second loan and try to nail all of the services down. Okay, so that's a big one. Fire safety is going to make everyone a lot happier. Or maybe not everyone. Jeez, that barely did anything. Why did that not do anything? Okay, so land value. Not really improved much. Slight improvement. How do we keep them happy? What are they missing? We do have some issues. No, that's not an actual problem because we have tons of crematoriums. So what is the actual problem here? Low land value, low land value, low land value. Why is the land value low? Is it because it's flooding? Is there residual water? Because there is some flooding going on around here. Or is there something that broke? Are there parks that we lost? We could try putting down a second theater because this one is operating. It just doesn't seem to be doing much. So we may have to try that. Very, very expensive to get a theater. We currently can't actually afford one. So what can we do? We can try smaller parks dispersed. Can we afford the marina? Because we had one of those before. 120,000. That would make people happy as well. Very happy, actually. Raising land value is challenging. What we can do is we can go here. What do we have our budget at? We can raise this way higher, and we can raise this way higher, and hope that helps. We can put our fire safety back to normal. That may make them happier. We can actually put all of our services back to normal. That may make them happy again. I'm not sure, though. We don't have much time to experiment before people start moving out. Okay, they're kind of happy about some of the things we're doing. We're actually making money. There's some upgrades. People are... Oh, they're starting to not complain. Okay, maybe we've done something. It would appear that the city has stabilized. That is huge. Now, the next problem we have is trash, because we have no real trash collection. We're also going to have huge industrial demands because none of these people are going to be educated. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Rosewood Hills, and we're going to begin deallocating area for offices and reverting it to industrial. Yes, it's messy, but does it really matter right now? We also need power, so when we deal with our trash, we might as well use an incinerator, which will create power at the same time. So our rebuilding efforts are going much better than the first 2 times I attempted this. By now, all of the houses were being abandoned. We are having slight abandonment. That is happening. We've lost 1,000. We've lost 2,000. We're losing a lot of people, but we are not losing 10,000 yet. As long as the majority of the city is still standing, we're gonna be fine. Can we get a good park in here? We don't have the money to do it, and we're losing population, so we're not going to have any money soon. What can we do when it comes to... We do have a section of people that are fine with the land quality. So these guys may actually be enough for the city to survive. Barely, though. We're going to see very, 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 very close budget here. These people seem pretty happy with their situation, and you know what? I won't complain. Are there trash problems going to be dealt with, though? Do we need more incinerators? Darn it. Car, you should really stop spazzing out. Now isn't the time. People seem to be walking around and doing stuff. Not enough goods to sell. That's why we are rebuilding the manufacturing section. Yeah, it looks like our garbage reserves are really, really full. So what we can do is we can double our trash handling ability, or we can start going towards recycling. But I think that we're going to keep it how it is. There aren't many people complaining about trash anymore. So it's not a big enough problem that I'm going to freak out. This state shelter is super expensive, and if we buy something, we're dead anyway, so we're going to get rid of it. That's going to improve our economy a little bit. People may not be the happiest about it, but it looks like people are moving back in. I think we may have created a self-sufficient, tiny, tiny area. This one too. No need. Okay, so I think we've done it. We have people coming in on the very, very long and inefficient journey. But it works. And if it works, it's all gonna be fine. It's pretty preposterous, but it is functional. Okay, so that is good. That is a good start. We have traffic moving again. We're making money. And the city is rebuilding itself. We have small freight popping up as people work. We have slight security in place with our electrical grid in case this doesn't get the oil it needs in time. We may actually survive this. Rebuilding Los Vooperis is going to be a long and tedious process. There's lots of things we have to deal with, like defenses we built that just plainly need to be gotten rid of. The sewage system has turned into a giant swimming pool. How are we going to deal with that? I have absolutely no clue. It seems to actually be dealing with itself. If the evaporation can outweigh it, but we still have the runoff from here, and that's going to cause it to fill and fill and fill. Which is inconvenient, but it did save the city last time, so... Actually, what we can do is use our money. I want to store a lot of money just in case, but we can dig a little bit. We can expand the reservoir here, because this was meant for if there was an emergency, which we are having an emergency, so I won't feel bad expanding it. It holds water. We'll empty it at some point when we have the money to, and the means to. But it basically makes it so that we can get rid of a bit of the water from the rest of the sewage system. It'll all pool into it. And it'll put some release on the stress the system's having. And then we can build this up and close off the incoming water. Because we don't need more stuff flowing in. This will deal with itself anyways. Maybe the sewage system will survive. We have a lot of water flowing into here, so it looks like it is going to help a little bit. The forces that are going down, pretty interesting. The rest of the ocean is starting to settle down. We can still see a lot of water movement all across the map just because of that one tsunami. But it looks like that this is taking care of itself, which is good. I mean, the amount of sewage that is coming in is way, way, way lower than it's designed to deal with. So, it's not too surprising that it's starting to handle itself. We have a few people complaining about low land value again, but we have more people moving in than moving out. So, I'm not going to complain. These people are complaining too. What can we do about this? We can put back the marina that used to be here, which is probably what made everyone happy before. How big of a land value does the movie theater do, though? Because it may just be worth plopping one of those down when we can afford it. Oh, it does like the entire map. Okay, yeah, so what we can do is we can wait, then just plop a second one down over here, and everyone will be happy. And then we should really focus on paying back our loans. We should probably already be doing that, but I'm not super... Oof. This is bad. Why is our fire service not helping at all with this? Hello, firemen. I'm going to fire you. Ha ha ha. Good joke, right? But really, why are they not dealing with this? This is kind of their job. Okay, let's knock down that building so that it doesn't spread. Nope, that's on fire now too. Why did you go over here? You completely missed the building. There's something wrong with my cars right now. They are having serious issues. The swimming cars and the fire department stuff. I have to figure out why they're all having such problems. That's okay, we'll figure it out. The fire will burn itself out at some point. Just get rid of all the trees and stuff nearby. Make sure that it doesn't spread. Wow, looks like people are really enjoying the, what's going on? Oh, this thing. Darn you. The festival area, that's the name for it. People are enjoying it. Yeah, woo, everything's dead, but we have music, so it's okay. Look at that. Hey, it looks like these areas are starting to dry out and regrow grass. And then the sewage system is just all over the place. Yeah, this is interesting. Definitely, quite a change having to, like, rescue the city from certain death. Things were going pretty smooth before. But it seems like all the problems have been solved, and we can now afford a nice cinema. So let's pop it over where people were unhappy, and bam. That makes everyone happy. We'll see some upgrades, and hopefully if we look at the land value, yeah, we have a lot of high land value. Why are people unhappy? What happened? I have no clue what just happened. Okay, so things are going pretty well. A slight lack of goods, which means we're going to do another step of just tearing down offices and moving in the big industry, because we need some industry. We were actually lacking industry before, but now that the entire city's gone, we really need industry. And there we go. That'll grow out a bit more. We can rezone that. As we divert more stuff to industry, we're going to see our money start to go back up again. It's dirty work, but it's money. And money is good. We do have worker shortages for the offices at the top. Probably because the industry is sucking away their workers. It's okay though, because that just means more people are going to move in, tax money is going to go up, and overall we're going to start to see improvement. Another reason land value may have went down is because we lost our universities. Universities cost $25,000 and $2,000 a week. No, $75,000. But it's probably a very, very good idea to get a university in. Once again, to make our citizens happy and give them more reasons to move in. But Vooperis Park has been stabilized, and that's important, because that means that we actually do have a feasible way to save the city. Even though some systems may be backed up and just ridiculous in general, we do have ways to fix our problems. And my oh my, is there a lot of work to do. Thank you guys for watching this episode of City Skylines. Leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the episode, and I will see you all next time. I just made a little split here so that if people don't actually want to go up here, they don't have to. It should divert a little bit of traffic. A little bit. Possibly. Maybe not. This traffic situation is disgusting. Yeah, this is going to take a lot of work to rebuild. Oh, look! It's working, the evaporation! Wow. It's actually able to deal with this amount of water. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so it looks like all of our systems are back online completely. Oh, how nice. Bye!